Welcome back to the Homeschool Advantage podcast. I'm your host, Bex Buzzy. Today's guest is Patty Marler, Media Relations of Homeschool Today. Patty is a veteran homeschooler with over 2 decades of homeschool experience, from preschool through high school. Patty is passionate about helping people navigate their various options, tailor education methods and resources, and identify supports to build a solid homeschool education program. Because there are no two homeschools that are exactly alike, nor should there be. Homeschool Today was launched in 2020, and it has provided valuable information to the homeschool community. It was created to be a place where homeschooling questions can be answered by experienced homeschoolers, experts in their field. Parents can find all they need to equip their homeschooling and begin their homeschool journey with confidence. In this episode, we talk about how Homeschool Today is a one-stop location for new homeschoolers, as well as parents can come to the website with little to no knowledge of homeschooling and leave with a path to a solid homeschool. And lastly, how Homeschool Today is focused on helping parents answer all the questions they have in their homeschooling journey. So go grab your coffee, go grab your tea and a pen and paper, because you're not going to want to miss what Patty has to say. Let's get into the podcast. Say hello to our guests and tell us, what is a fun fact about your industry that will really surprise our listeners?
Well, I attended the awards night, and afterwards I spoke with the chancellor of the university, and I asked him, I said, do you know how homeschoolers do when they attend university? And he looked at me and he said, were you at the award ceremony tonight? And I said, yeah, I was. He said, did you notice that most of the people who walked across the stage were homeschoolers? I said, yeah, I did. I just was wondering if you had noticed that. So it's really really exciting how well homeschoolers do when they move on to post-secondary and things. I just love that story. It's such a fun story.
It's so true. You know, I even found out, I forgot, I think it was Andrew Pudawa. He said that like universities actually would prefer a homeschool child over a public school child because they're more self-directed, and they make their school look good. I was like, wow.
I know, it's true. It's so true. Yeah. And to think that homeschooling actually takes parents a fraction of the time as compared to institutionalized learning,
Yep.
Yet the sort of the outcome is so positive. It's really incredible.
It's true. It's actually, it takes fraction of the time and they get more than double the results of the education learned, the quality of education, the quality of the child's emotional state, mental state, everything is just by far better. And then their relationships later on, they end up with a way better familial relationship between parent and child. It's like so much better than they would have been if they were gone for 40 hours a week or more.
Yeah, for sure. And, so you're going to probably talk about this, but we're talking about homeschool.today today. And I just wanted to mention that a lot of the research that has been done, you can link to that on the homeschool.today website and find that research, because some people say, is it really that good? Well, click on the research and we've got we can link you to that so you can see the fact that parents who have, a high school education, their kids do just as well as parents whose kids have a graduate degree. So it really is amazing. And it's good to look at that research.
That's awesome, Patty. So it gets me to my next question. What is the focus of your work?
Sure. So I jumped the gun there a little bit.
That's good. It's a good intro.
Yeah. Well, homeschool.today is a website that was created to be a place where homeschooling questions can be answered, and not just answered by anyone, but answered by experienced homeschoolers, experts in the field. So you can go to the website and find dozens of FAQs, frequently asked questions, that are answered by experienced homeschoolers who know what they're talking about, who have decades of experience in this field. We have created this website to be able to help people get all those answers, to help them get started well. And for those who need to rejuvenate their homeschool a little bit, it really helps them to take a look at some different maybe methods, some different resources to be able to rejuvenate their homeschooling. But one of the real keys is that, how do I start? Yeah, and some of our videos that we have there, the material we have really is incredible to help people. If you don't know how to homeschool, we have a list of about a dozen homeschool methods that you can take a look at to see if they're going to fit with your family. We even have a little thing called your homeschool style quiz where you can go through and go, you can answer the questions. My child is this kind of a learner. I prefer to maybe use bookwork, or I prefer to do this sort of thing would fit the scheduling of our family. And when you're done with the quiz, it's going to pop out an educational method that may be suitable for your family. But if you go, I'm not really sure if all those questions, are exactly how I want to do it, you can take it 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times, answer the questions differently, and several different methods may come out for you that you can consider as an approach for your homeschooling.
That is awesome, man. You have just so much knowledge and wisdom. Let me guess, have you been doing this for some time?
Yeah. Those dozens of those decades that I was talking about homeschooling. Yes.
That's awesome. So what inspired you to get all this going?
Well, there was not a place where parents who have a lot of questions could just go and find some really good, solid answers. Sometimes parents will go to Facebook or people in their neighborhood and ask questions. And sometimes you can get some really good, solid answers from those people, but sometimes you don't.
Right.
Sometimes you can have, maybe a person who has 1 year of experience homeschooling who, way to go. They have a lot of confidence in what they're doing, and that's fantastic. But they may not have the knowledge base to be able to help people to know the answers to their questions. One question that I often hear is, well, what curriculum should I use, say, for math? That's a really common one. And one thing, people will say, oh, this is the best curriculum. And someone else will say, oh, this is the best curriculum. And really, there is no absolute best curriculum. The best curriculum is what suits your child's needs and your family's needs. And in order to figure that out, you need to be able to ask some other questions. So we have, under our resources, we have a list of curriculum providers who you can go to say, hey, my family, this is what my family's like. I've looked through the resources and I want to do, say, a classical approach, or I want to do a Charlotte Mason approach to homeschooling. Can you maybe give me some ideas on what sort of curriculum I could use? And they can help you with that. And that is much better than just, sort of taking a Facebook poll and seeing how many people use one curriculum over another.
That's so good. That's so good. Yeah. There are so many different things out there. It's it does take some time, and just having someone to navigate those things for you really is so helpful. So you work with a diverse amount of people, right? Like people who have kids with needs and different types of just different resources you can give to families so that helping them to be able to because I know right now there's a lot of families who do have kids who have special needs or, different types of learning differences and different just, emotional challenges and all that stuff. Is that something also that at Homeschool Today they can find?
Yeah, yeah. That's one big question that people have, what can I do to help my exceptional needs child?
Yeah.
And we have lists of supports to help people to be able to find assistance. And you know what? When people do that, especially proactively, it is
Mm,
so good for their
yeah.
homeschool. We really encourage people to take an honest look at where their kids are and say, you know what? I may need some extra help, whether that be resources or people you can connect with or different groups. Those are really important things to be able to help families who have special needs or exceptional needs. And once you get that assistance, those exceptional needs students really thrive in homeschooling. A lot of the exceptional needs challenges can really be, well, first of all, some of them can be completely eliminated
Mm,
because some of the stressors really come from the environment that student has been in, if they've been in school. So some kids may have been bullied or may find it difficult to be around so many people for so long. They may just need a lot more sleep than other kids, or maybe they're really busy and a classroom setting doesn't suit them. So those kids who are sort of identified with challenges, once they're brought home, those challenges seem to disappear. But there are also kids who have learning challenges, and that's when that extra assistance and help can help and be beneficial as well.
that is awesome. That is awesome. You just are a wealth of knowledge. You just keep coming at us with so much greatness. So where can families connect with you and get your resources?
Well, homeschool.today. And when I say dot, I mean period. So the so you just type in one word, homeschool, and then the punctuation, period, and then today, and you will find us. That's where we are found. And if you spend time going through that website and looking at things and looking at what's there, and then you say, hey, I just need a little bit more help, I have a few more questions, you can contact us and we can help you with those answers. We have information on what you need to do to get started on the right foot. We have like a top 10 list of homeschooling tips. We have FAQs for working parents, for people with large families, for people with small families. There's all sorts of things at that homeschool.today website.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so happy that you have all these resources and these opportunities for parents to just consume your material. So, as we're wrapping this up, is there one big takeaway you would like to leave our listeners with today?
One big takeaway, just that really homeschool.today can be sort of a one-stop location to get your questions answered. And it can also be really incredible for helping you to rejuvenate. I'm just going to take a few seconds on that. Sometimes when we've been homeschooling for a while, we go, I just need to try something different, or to try a new approach, or just reinvigorate my homeschooling. Go to homeschool.today and check out those homeschooling methods. Check out the free resources that are there that can help you. That section wasn't written by me, but when I go through it, I go, a lot of those resources are resources that I used in my high school with my kids. And some of them I wish I had had when my kids were in elementary school. So there is really a lot of great stuff on the website.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Patty, thank you so much for coming on today and just sharing all of your wisdom, all of your knowledge and experience. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
If you love the conversations we're having here on the Homeschool Advantage podcast, follow or subscribe our podcast to stay in the loop and never miss this amazing content. And please highly consider taking a minute to leave a positive rating and review to help others like you discover this show. See you next time.